Hello viewers, welcome back to another lovely tutorial with us this morning. uh I want to say a very big thank you to our subscribers and our returnees. And if this is your first time coming across this channel, I want to thank you. I'm saying a very big thank you, and to let you know that you didn't miss your way. You are in the right direction because we work and we have so much to offer. Today, we will be looking on a very interesting tutorial which I think we will all love. It will be an interesting tutorial, and that is we are working on a phone pack today. A phone pack. And this our phone pack is not like the regular one we see nowadays. Nowadays, the one we see is always like this. You see it? It's always like this. It doesn't have cover. Formerly, we used to have something that will cover the front also, just like the one I have here. You cover the front, but now I don't know if it is because of the cost of production or cost of material that has made it, that has turned it this way. So we only cover the back, which is already covered, and you and I will agree that it is even the front that is very much important to be covered. If you're talking of anywhere to be covered, the front is very much important. Very, very important. Why? Because of the glass, because of that screen. You find out that most times if your phone falls by the back, nothing happens to it. But by the time it falls by the front, this way, you'll see you will get a crack. If it's not even if not uh, 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 careful, if not carefully done, you will have a bad screen. You have a bad screen. So I want to run on this tutorial. This was the one I'm using for my phone. You will see that it's already washing out. It's washing out. This is the main color. This was the main color. You see it's washing out. So I want to make another one. And because so many persons have asked and requested, loved my phone. Whenever they see this way, I got a call. When I get a call, I just open it and I answer the call. So I think there are people that would like this also. That's why I'm bringing this tutorial to you this morning. um you don't need too much for this tutorial. All you will be needing is a phone pack. This phone pack, I call it a phone. It's a phone holder. So if you have something like this for your phone, you are good to go. Then you get the material you want to use. You see, I used this for the other time, and I'm using this time. I will be using a foam to make it fluffy, so that even when it falls down, it will be hard to crack. And I will be using a gum. This is an Evo-Stik gum. I'll be using it to attach it. To the body we are working on today. Then I will be needing also a Velcro. This is a Velcro. The one I did previously, I used magnetic lock. But you know, everything that has advantage has disadvantage. I saw the disadvantage of this. One time my phone fell by the front this way. I when I picked it, I find out that it didn't crack any other place. It didn't break in any other place. But because of this iron, when it fell, it hit hard on the ground. So this iron had to pierce the screen, and it gave me one funny crack, one funny web crack. So I want to correct it in this one, because I told myself, I say, yeah, if I had used a Velcro, it wouldn't have been like that, because this one is always fluffy, and it lies very well. It lies very well. So let's go over. If you are interested in this tutorial, if this is what you've been looking for, if you have been looking for how to go about fixing your phone getting a foam pack that will be covering your phone, both front and the back. That's to say this tutorial is for you. Don't get tired of watching. Keep watching because it is very interesting. Since I started using this, I will tell you that it has reduced my cost, the cost of me changing my calibrator every time. It has reduced it drastically. So what are we going to be doing this morning? What we are going to be doing is very simple. This is the pack. What I will do, I will place it on the material I want to use. You can use any material of your choice. Me, I just prefer using this one today. I just prefer using this one, but you can use any material of your choice. Any material of your choice. Sorry, one of my students just say, "Auntie, why not use another material? Must it be black?" I preferred black because of the stains and all that. But they suggested this material, so we'll be using this material. I will still make black for myself. I will still make black for myself, but for the course of this tutorial, we'll be using black. So what do? I'll place this over the material this way, on the material, draw it out, then I'll cut it. So I will be cutting four of that. I'll be cutting four of that. And there is another way again if you don't want it. In fact, we'll be making both the black so that we'll see what we really mean. So that you and I will be seeing what we really mean. So I will measure it. So if you are using this medium, you have to cut four of this, four pieces, four of this. But I will advise you first of all cut two. Then when you cut two, in cutting the remaining two, you add half inch space all around, so that by the time you fix it, you will not be lacking space. You can trim at the end of the tutorial. You can trim. So if you are using this method, you'll be cutting four of this, but the remaining two will be having a 0.5 inch space round. So I'll just label this as which is main. Then you can place this over, you can place this on the material and cut again, and at the same time you can still use the pack as a guide, but just make sure you give that 0.5 inch space for the cutting. So this is it. The main the main. So when I put it, I can now sew, and I will use this one also to cut the foam. I'll use it to cut the foam, which will be a little bit smaller than what I have, than the main one. I'll use it to cut two of this foam for the front and the back. So if you are using this first method, you also be needing something that will clip it, that will hold the front and the back. So what do? On this your pack, you just come in, you just measure, make sure you are leaving about 1 inch from the top and at the end also. You see my own now, mine is 4.25. You call that 4.25 by 1 inch. It can be by 0.75. Why I used to put that space, why I used to make emphasis on this, is that our sewing space differs. I can use 0.25 to sew, while some other person can use is conversant with 0.5 inch space to sew. So if you are that person who is conversant with 0.5 inch in sewing, so if you are conversant with sewing with 0.5 inches, you make it 1 inch, so that you use 0.5 to join it. And if you are conversant with 0.25, you use you can use a 0.75 in attaching it. But I will be using today, I will be using 1 inch. I will be cutting 1 inch by that 4.5, 1 inch by 4.5. And if you're a type that want to fold in some parts inside, then but this one will not require folding. If it was that of folding, you'll be needing more than 4.5, so we don't require folding. So we'll also be cutting 1 inch by 4.5. I will be cutting two of that also, two of that, 1 inch by 4.5. Even if it is 5 inches, it won't be too much, because the total of what we have here is about we have about 6 inches. So even if you are using 5 inches, it won't be too much. So you'll be cutting out two pieces of this one. So I've cut two pieces of this. So another thing we are going to be cutting is this cover. Is the cover. So on this cover, what do? You cut you cut 2.25. So 2.25, I got total of 4.5 by 1.25. When I add the velcro on one side, I'll fold it over this way. If I fold it over this way, then I'll put it in between on the tip. You see the way it is. The next velcro will be coming on the main body. So this is it. This is all we'll be needing for this one, for this pattern. Why the other pattern is this? It's like this. You place this over on top of the material you are using, draw it out, when you draw it out this way, then the side will cut differently. What you will do is you will now measure 1 inch. You will now measure 1 inch. Because we will not even be fixing it, you can use 0.5. 0.5, 0.6 is okay. In between, you put 0.5, 0.6 in between. From each of the top, you minus 1 inch or 0.75. From the other end, you minus 0.75. From that mark you made, you will now measure, you will now place this again and measure. Measure is in straight line with the previous one you drew. So you draw it. You see the way it is. You may not be seeing the mark. Let me use my chalk to indicate. You see the way it is. So I'll cut it out. Once I cut it out, this one now you'll be needing just two pieces instead of four. This is it. I had to cut another one so that I will have both the flap on it. You see how it is? You see how it is? So I'll get two of this, and that will be all for this one. When you get two of this, you will now cut the foam. You will cut the foam the same way you cut this one, because the foam will not be going on the under, on the base, and it will not be going on the flap. So that is all we need for this pack. So after cutting this, you place it over. You place it over this way, and you will run your stitches round it. Before running your stitches round it, on this outer one, you will sew your velcro on the middle. Then you use it to trace where it is on the flap and sew it on the inner one. The velcro, get this very well. The velcro you are sewing, the one part of it will be on the outside, on the outer part, while the other one will be on the flap of the inner one, so that this one will come this way and clip to it like this. Once it clips to it, the next thing we will do once I do that, is to apply my gum, then place this phone holder on it. Once you place this phone holder on it, this side, you can use a razor. You use your pen to draw out this marks on the main pack, then place it over on this one, cut it open, you put your phone, and that will be all. You see the way it is. So I will do all that off camera, then still come and explain it to you. This is the outcome of what I've been doing. This is it. You see, I added the velcro or magic gum on it, on this side, which is the back, and I added the other one on the flap this way. You see, I've added the foam and it's fluffy. Please, if you are doing your own, you can add another ½ inch in this middle because of the thickness of this foam, because I understand that the foam took some space and is like being tight, but that's by the way, it's not a problem, because as you keep closing it, it will slack a bit. As per leather, it will slack a bit. So this is the first one. I even added a small pocket to it in case you want to slot maybe a card or even money to it. So this is the second one. This is the second one. This is it. This is it. I still added the same pocket to it also. You see the opening I cut because of my camera view. You see, I've cut it, and before I cut it open, I sewed. After marking it, I sewed some few centimeter from the main opening, so that when you cut through, the inside will not be affected. It won't be affected. This is it. You see how lovely it's looking already. I made two. So I think this procedure is very easy to make than this. Is fast. Not all of them are easy to make, but I think this is faster because it's more or less one sewing all round. It's more or less one sewing. Why this one, you have to fix the middle, the base, you have to fix the base, and at the same time fix the flap. But this one that I cut together with the flap, you see, it's very easy. And this is the outcome. The next thing we are going to do is this. We are going to apply gum here so that we will fix the body. So you just bring this thing, your gum, use something to apply it. Use something to apply it there. When you apply it, I think we don't have special gum applicator, so you just use anything. You can use anything to apply the gum. So I'll do same on this one. I have applied the gum. Once you finish with your gum, you cover it because of air. So now I've covered it. What do I do next? I pick this one. I'll be removing it from this old one. I pick my foam pack and I place it this way. Once I place it this way, set it properly, you see your opening is there. The opening is there. Once you set it properly, this is it. This is your pack. Your foam pack is ready. You see, we have succeeded in covering both the front and the back. And with this Velcro lock that I use, once it falls, it will bounce. Instead of punching, because of the force of this magnetic lock, it will bounce. So this is it. On this other one also that I removed from the old one, I will remove the mark of the gum, of the previous gum. You can use any foam pack. You see this one is different from the other one. This is the one that came with I think this one came with my phone. This one came with my phone. I didn't tell you the phone we are working on. We are working on the phone Spark 8P. That's what we are working on. But this procedure can be used for all types of phone. As far as you follow the procedure, follow the measurements of the phone you are holding, it will work for every phone, be it small, be it big, be it tablet, whichever one. It will work for each and every of them. Have you watched to this point and you are still thinking or considering if you should subscribe or not? Don't consider it any longer. Subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment in the comment section and answers will come. Suggestions too are welcome. At times you just place some suggestion. Okay, why not we do it this way? Why not we do it this way? I will learn too, and if I add it to what I have, something will come out. A good result will come out. A good result will come out of it. Do like and share this video. You may not even be in need of it, but you have a friend out there, a family out there who may be in need of it. Trust me, the person will come back to tell you a very big thank you once he finds this channel helpful. And in commenting is very important because we can't read your mind, but by the time you comment on based on what we've done, we'll now be able to know what your mind is saying. We'll know what your mind is saying. But if you don't comment, how do we know what your mind is saying? We can't know what your mind is saying. This is the second one. You see, I have two foam pack now. In fact, if I should make many of them, I think it should now be another market for sale. This is it. This is our phone pack. Our phone pack is ready. You see the black one, you see, I made it too just in this short time. To tell you, it doesn't take time. And this, I think this is a lucrative business in a way because the challenge most of the persons using Android phone is the screen. The screen easily crack. the screen easily get punctured by something. The screen easily gets spoiled. In fact, it costs money. I know what my own cost me till I improvise this. I improvise this, and I've been using it. This is the main color. I have used it till the color is like this now. You see, for a long time now, I don't need to start looking for a phone pack. And this is what I did. I did it with my own hand. And you see your charging channel and all that is open, so it didn't prevent anything. Are you still struggling with your phone screen breaking every time you keep complaining of your phone screen breaking? Why not try this? Or meet a tailor, a bag maker out there. If you're not a bag tailor, a bag maker, tell that person that something is possible. Show that person this. Show that person this. And I think the person will come back to say a very big thank you to you. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for stopping by, at least choosing to stop by and watch what we have, even if it is not making sense. I know some may say, it's not making sense. Yeah, even if it's not making sense. Thank you for stopping by to watch this channel. We remain Hope Alive Creativity, and we are grateful where we are, and knowing where we are going to. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being part of our day. We love you all. Mwah.